Serious question. Are South Africans okay? We've all seen the dialogue going back and forth between South Africans and Black Americans in regards to the Zulu parade that happens during Mardi Gras in Louisiana. We've all said that that culture is practiced by a specific subset of Black people in America, which is exclusive to Louisiana. I did not think that that would be lost enough that you guys will come back and make fun of slavery. Slavery.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Oh, hell nah. My map done drew out.
Do we have, ladies? A fucking clown. We are a stupid bitch. We are a fucking clown.
The craziest part about this video to me is that, one, it's not doing what you intended it to do. Two, you're making fun of all African Americans when we've all told you that only a subset of African Americans in Louisiana practice the Zulu parade. I hadn't heard of the Zulu parade 72 hours ago, just like you haven't heard of it. Majority of Black people in America have no idea what the Zulu parade is. But now you've come with this xenophobic video making fun of our ancestors' journey to America via the slave trade. You're making fun of the rice in the hair, which moms put rice and braided rice into their daughters' hair to give them escape routes. This is funny. Even if you did feel that the Zulu parade made a mockery of the Zulu people and made a mockery of who you are, and you have every right to do so, to make a video making fun of slavery does not equate you being offended that you feel like your culture is being misrepresented. I fear we have lost the plot completely. This will be the last time I even acknowledge South Africans online, because I feel like they're akin to British people. They hate Americans so much that they are waiting for the opportunity to be xenophobic and to call people dumb. I'm appalled. I never in my life would I think I would see other Black people making fun of Black people for being slaves. Y'all got it. Serious question. Are South Africans okay? We've all seen the dialogue going back and forth.
First of all, no, South Africans are not okay. This is why the rest of Africa does not like South Africans. So let's start from the top going down. First of all, if people want to practice some Zulu culture that they believe they are part of, I personally think as an East African, or even as me, that they should be allowed to do it. And these are the reasons why. Number one, people don't read books, because if they read books, they would realize that before the transatlantic slave trade happened, there was the Ottoman trade. And when that trade was happening, slaves were moved from Eastern Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa. All of these slaves were moved from these places, and they were taken to West Africa and North Africa. Okay? So when, that was like the 15th century. So when the transatlantic slave trade starts, like the 18th century, there was already people of our people already living in these other places. So there's no way to know that you can tell an African American, you absolutely cannot have Zulu blood, or you absolutely cannot come from East Africa or Central Africa or South Africa. You only came from West Africa. That makes zero sense. If you can actually read a book, you would realize that does not make sense. The second point that I kept hearing them saying, and the creator who said this deleted her video, but I have her name and I'm gonna tag it. She said that African Americans are starting to act like colonizers, and they're stealing culture like colonizer. That's very interesting, because let's go to the second point. Now, I'm Bantu. South Africans, the Zulu, are Bantus. What are we Bantus known for? Migration. We migrated from Central and West Africa. That's where we were from. We migrated to other parts of Africa. Now, my people, when they got to where they were heading, they got to Mount Kenya, they found people living there, and they asked them, hey, can we live with you guys? I guess they agreed on some terms, because we know that those tribes still exist as individuals, and we still exist as individuals. We know that we intermarried with them, we traded with them, with other people around that were in that area. Arabs, the Portuguese came later on, and we traded with them. The Ethiopians, we intermarried with them. So we lived in peace with all of these other people. Now, there is one Bantu tribe, though, that did not bring peace, and that is the Zulu. So, historically, when you look at the history of Africa, the first ever recorded, I cannot say that name, so I'm gonna call it John and Cider. The first ever recorded John Cider in Africa was done by guess who? Guess who? The Zulu, okay? When they reached South Africa, they stole the land. Before the colonizer even reached there, because they want to bring up the colonizer, they stole land from the natives, the Khoisan, and they didn't just steal it. They unalived them. So that was the first ever John Cider ever done in Africa. So when you feel like South Africans act weird towards other black people, like when you feel that energy coming from them, listen, it goes way back. It's genetic in them. It goes way back. And they never have that smoke for the colonizer, though. If you've noticed that, if you want, you can go back. If you want to know how crazy these people are, besides calling themselves colored, just look up Miss Nigeria South Africa, and you will see how crazy these people are. And then see who they chose as Miss South Africa, and you'll just realize the craziness that is going on over here. The other thing was that if you're going to tell African Americans do not appropriate African American culture, let me tell you, the entire South African movie music industry is fueled by African American culture. They do hip hop, they do R&B. In fact, the little R&B sister is still in America. She hasn't even gone back to South Africa. The colored girl. Okay, their movies, they use AAVE in their movies. They are the only African country that has been able to convert gang culture and crime into movies. Like nobody else in Africa even makes those kind of movies, except for them. Guess who they're copying? African American culture. So I understand correcting people and telling them, well, maybe don't do it this way, do it that way. But when you start calling people colonizer, calling people thieves, calling people that's claiming that they're culture appropriating, claiming that there's no way you're from this other side of Africa, how do you know? If I ask you South Africans, all of you Zulu, how many people did you John Cider when you got there? You would not be able to tell me. So there's no way an African American would know genetically where they're from. And since they cannot tell where they're from, and we know they're African, so then they can represent any part of Africa they freaking want. So I see no problem with whatever these people are doing in Louisiana.
South Africans are as okay as everybody else can be okay. All right. The fact is, you can never choose how people should respond when you pick a battle. Okay? When you pick a battle, it doesn't matter who harmed who. I can start a fight, right, that can impact hundreds of people. Doesn't matter what those people did. They're impacted by my actions. So I'm gonna react or act based on what you have thrown to me. And you don't have a leg on to stand and say, oh, well, but I'm the victim. You should fight this way. No, I don't want you misrepresenting my culture, so don't misrepresent it. There are ways of representing a people. Blackface is not it. Putting a black paint on it is not it. So we are as okay as you can be okay trying to justify the unjustifiable. That's why some of us are quiet. And this other lady, she's off-ramping, just uplifting. Migration is a lot of theory brought by white people. They like using migration theory. I was looking for the connection of what she was talking about in the first place. I couldn't even find it. The fact that we are not liked by all people, but yet most people come here, but you're not liked. All right. Look at Nigerian movies. They are doing gang movies. Look at what Nigerians are doing. We are doing gang movies. Then you must look at Nollywood. They will look at how they imitate Americans. And you're saying it's not us. I can say a lot of things. Lady, I have 3 minutes. Just imagine, less than 3 minutes. I can crush you. What do you mean? You're talking a lot of things, and you're talking that we took the land from the Khoisan. Even the fact that you're using Khoisan, it shows that you got your theory from the Western people's books. They are Kham and queer people. What do you mean? You're saying that we came and colonized. You went and your people, you were busy colonizing. Don't come here and project nonsense. If you want a green card, just go to the Americans. They'll fucking give it to you. Don't use our name for clickbait purposes. Do it.
Serious question. Are South Africans okay? We've all seen the dialogue going back and forth.
First of all, no, South Africans are not okay. And this is why the rest of Africa does not like South Africans. So let's start from the top going down. First of all,
First of all, sir, thank you for asking. We are fine. We are peachy down here in southern South Africa. And to the East African Kenyan lady, Kenya has enough problems. Kenya has enough problems. How on earth are you dabbling into business that is none of yours? My fellow, Kenyan people are the most nicest people I've ever come across. But you're just a worm that's trying to get attention. Stay out of other people's business. You don't know the conversation. You're not Zulu as much as she goes on. By the way, she goes on for 10 goddamn minutes about how South Africans are colonizers, about how nobody likes us. If South Africans took every single thing that the world threw at us, guys, we would just fall apart. Anyway, to the non-significant woman who's trying to, I don't know, are you licking ass? Are you trying to form new associations with the Americans, telling them to do what they want? I don't understand, guys. Because the rest of Africa is with us on this one. But no, there's always going to be a Karen who's trying to be part of something bigger than herself. So I suggest she sits her ass down and let the rest of us talk. Okay? I was not going to jump on this. I really was not going to jump on this. I wanted it to play it out for itself. But honestly speaking, I think everybody has said what needs to be said. My biggest thing is that there needs to be a conversation of how we both can actually enjoy cultures. If it means Americans come down, not us fly there, come down, witness the culture, understand what the culture looks like, right? Readjust to the parade, and then life carries on. But at the rate Americans are coming for, like, I literally had to call my American friend. I'm like, friend, I'm about to do a video at this rate, and you're going to catch strays. Because they are people who get along. South Africans and Americans. Africans and Americans. But they are the hoodrets. Isn't that what you call yourselves? They are the hoodrets who are coming for us. Somebody said something very interesting about, like, voodoo. And they were saying, like, yeah, you shouldn't come for people from New Orleans. There's voodoo. I'm like, ma'am, have you met Africans? Have you guys transported voodoo? You took it from here and you transported it all the way to the Americas. We're the OG voodoo, bruh. What do you think you're going to do? What do you think you're going to do? We're summoning right here if it means a voodoo war. I don't want to get into this. I want to argue, but this lady pissed me off. Yo! If somebody's deciding that she just wants to get into people's business, mind your business. I'm done with my rant.